Good evening, this is your Psychic LG reporting from the United Kingdom. It is 10:51 PM UK time, heading towards the witching hour. We are going to delve deep tonight into the looking glass. We're going to see what's in store and what's been happening with the recent events. Can anybody hear me? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Hello, hello, hello. Hi there, Jilly Girl, Franco, Debbie Pop. Good evening, Twitchers. How are you all doing? I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you all are around the world, we are going to look into recent events, wait for people to come on. So it's hot, hot, hot in Minnesota. I could well imagine. It's not very clever over here in the UK, mind. It's been quite dull. We're not having a good summer so far. And it's also steamy in Chicago. Well, it's quite gloomy over here in the UK, so there you go. Might look into that again tonight as well. What's going on with the weather? How you all doing? Wow. 95 Fahrenheit. Wow. Oh, thank you. I'll just get my tea. Is that not too bright for you? Because I've got a bit of a problem with lighting in here. Oh, thank you. Terrible summer in Liverpool. Hiya, Gail. It's terrible summer up here in the north as well. It's really dreadful. Sending your love back over the coast into America. Hiya, Helen there. Exactly. There's no summer at all here up in Northumberland, is there? Just reading all your comments. Well, what? Well, guys, I mean, I don't know what to say. I did predict that they would try and take him out, but I didn't think it would be as quick as that. But crazy, isn't it? I was nodding off on the couch last night. I had my pajamas on. I'd eaten loads of munchies and that, and I was lying watching Deep Space Nine. Snoozing on the settee, and then all the messages started to go crazy, on my messenger and everything, and I thought, good God, what's happening? Couldn't believe it. Crazy times. Thank God he's okay. Do you like my blouse? I have had a jumper on, believe it or not, all day today because I've been out and about, and it's been really cold up here in the north of England. Honest to God, I had a big heavy jumper on. It was freezing. And I know, Lucy, I did predict it. It's not nice that I predict things like that, but I did predict it, yeah. But anyway, before I start, I just want to say a big thank you for everybody who sent us lovely messages after I rang my bell last Monday. Monday just gone. And I just want to announce that people think, oh, is that it? Is that over and done with? It's actually not. It's when you either finish chemo or radiotherapy, you get to ring your bell. You have the opportunity to ring your bell. So the big stuff's over and done with. But in my case, because I've got I had HER2. I'll have to say I've got to be careful with my words now. I had HER2 breast cancer. So I'm on treatment and I've got a jab to take that I take every month, and that's going to be going on till next year. Then I'm going to be getting infusions, which I will be going to the chemo ward for, but it's not chemo, to build my bones up. It's some sort of acid, or I don't know what it is. It's something that they're going to boost my bones back in, because I had to throw us into menopause. Because my body wouldn't accept menopause, which I was supposed to have gone through 10 years ago. which had caused too much estrogen, which had caused the bloody damn thing in the first place. So they've had to throw a lot of drugs my way to force us into menopause. Hence, that's what's made us very tired. And then, of course, it's a worry with breakages for bones. So they're going to be careful and boost us up with different things. I'll see how I go. I was offered the tablet, but apparently the tablet can burn your tummy. So it was either take a tablet every day or for 3 years, or have 2 infusions a year for 3 years. So I says, well, I'll try the infusion and I'll see how I go. I'm in control of it. I'll see how I go. So that's where I'm at, guys. So it's unfinished with, and I'm back to see my surgeon in October, and then he's going to reconstruct the other side to match. I'm being very open about this, aren't I? I may as well be. So basically, in a nutshell, I'm happy to be alive. You know what I mean? And I'm really grateful for everything what the NHS has done. But basically, guys, when I take my bra off, I've got this amazing Barbie boob, which is all pert, and then the other one's like goes boing down, because that's my natural boob. So obviously breast tissue is more soft than back fat and tummy fat, and this one's all firm. So he said that he'll do the other one for us. I'm also getting tested for BRCA. He doesn't think I've got that, but because there's a lot going on in the family history of it, they're going to test us for that. And then they'll do the other side for us, free of charge, obviously. So that's where I'm at the minute. But obviously, after you've had radiotherapy, it can make you very tired. And I'm so tired, guys. I've been boosting myself up with all sorts of vitamins, you name it, trying to eat well, going to bed early. But it's really took it out of us. Yeah, I think that's what it's called, something acid. But it's just one of them things, do you know what I mean? And apparently having radiotherapy can change the shape of the breast tissue as well. So he didn't want to fiddle on with anything until I had to wait. Plus there's a waiting list because it's the NHS. Do you know what I mean? But I'm really grateful, and I'm really grateful that I've got a good surgeon. The BRCA gene, yeah. So I'm going to get tested for all of that. I hope not, for God's sake. But he did say he would do the other side for us, I did ask if I could be awake, because I had I had a funny turn with the bloody, the anaesthetic. But he said indeed not, I had to be asleep. But I will not be having morphine again, that's for sure. So that's where I'm at the minute, guys. I just take it day by day, and it's just one of them things. But I'm gonna do a video on it and how I've gone through it and how I've dealt with it. I think it'll help a lot of people. It's quite an emotional journey when you go through something like that. And the way I dealt with it was, I took it a bit like a military operation. I thought, right, get the operation out the way first, take it step by step. It was like one hurdle after. It's like you're going along this assault course and you've got to go over a few mountains to get there. And that's where I'm at the moment. But I've been very, very distracted with my cat. And the update on Zizi is that she's been back to the vets again, to a different vets again. She's now going to a dermatologist. I didn't think that I had the cover and it was going to cost a lot of money. You know how vets are. But it turned out I did have the cover. I was just flapping when I was in the vet, because I had such a thing called kitten cover. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's just anything to get more money out of people. I've cancelled my kitten cover because they're not kittens now. They're young ladies. They're one. So now they have the pet plan in place. And I will be getting, the vet's they've contacted the dermatologist, and hopefully they can deal with it straight that way to get paid. So, yeah. So I've been very stressed over Zizi, but she's actually has pepped up a lot. She's doing okay. She's healing. And I'm looking down, it's definitely allergies. They said it's definitely allergies. So, maybe the dried food as well. So we're looking to look down them routes as well. So that's where we're at the minute. But our mood seems a little bit better. She's starting to come around a bit. I don't know if it's a cat thing, because I've always been into dogs. As you know, I've always had the Jack Russells in the past. You know what terriers are like. And I'm not being used to a cat, like if they'll go and hide away. A cat will go and hide away. They'll not do what they want to do. And I don't think I've taken that very well. So I've learnt a lot from her. But like I say, she's very upbeat at the moment. She's eaten a lot. And she loves that untamed cat food. So there you go. So we're going to get to the bottom of it. So she's going to see a kitty dermatologist. Have you ever heard anything so crazy in your entire life? Yeah, cats are highly sensitive to perfumes and strong scents. I don't use bleach now in the house. Everything's natural. I've gone very natural and very eco-friendly since the cats have come in. So there you go. That's where I'm at the minute. But she's doing okay. She's purring a lot. And no doubt she'll be back online. I don't know if it's like I do animal communications and it's as if she's a little bit embarrassed. Bless her. God bless her. But they did say that a fair will come back. Purring's very good. Her nose is wet. She's eating loads. And the other one, the other one's so funny. Could your cat be allergic to the washing powder? I have changed and I've gone into the very sensitive washing powder. I was using Fairy, non-bio, but yeah. So we've got Q Benita in here, is having a baby girl, like I told her. Congratulations to your beautiful baby girl to come. She's allergic to Top Cat. God, he's been really hanging around a lot recently. Yeah, so Zizi's the black kitty, Nala is the tiger. But I've noticed since I've took her off the supermarket cat food and I put her under Untamed, I've noticed a fur that she's got, God love her, is got a beautiful, she's always had a beautiful coat anyway, but it's getting that shine back again. So it's going to take quite a few months. The vet said it could take up to a year, 6 months to a year for our fur to start to come back in again. But I've noticed the fur what's out, it looks like it's starting to get like little black bushy bits are coming in, but she keeps scratching it, keeps bleeding. She's obviously but it's acute dermatitis what she's been suffering with. But they love the Untamed. It is expensive, but it's well worth it. It's well worth it. So how many have we got in? We've got 649 in on the two on Twitch and YouTube. And for new people coming in, I want to say a big thank you and welcome to all new subscribers on YouTube and Twitch. It's a bit like coming to a spiritualist church, and give me a few more weeks, I'm getting my strength back, and we will be doing a lot of afternoon shows as well. For new people who have just met me, I've just overcome breast cancer and I'm doing really, really well. I'm on just treatment now, if hormonal treatment, but I'm over the worst. And I'm just the girl what talks to the wall. I've been on here a few years now, haven't I, guys? There's quite a lot who have been following us a long time. I'm a psychic. You can contact us if you would like a private sitting. I do healing. I'm a shaman practitioner. Not many people know that. I do a bit of everything, to be fair. I do Akashic records, I do readings. And you can email us if you want, or you can contact us through Facebook. I'll put the link in the description after the video. So check out the video on YouTube afterwards, and you'll see the link if you want to contact us. And once I get going and I get back strong again, I'm going to start doing some ghost hunting and take you around the north of the UK and show you around, well, all of the UK to be fair. I'm going to go all the way up to Scotland. I'm going to take you into I'll put my teeth back in here. Rendlesham, I can never say it, Rendlesham Forest. Am I pronouncing that right? It's a UFO hotspot. Used to be an old American Air Force base where there was sightings. Was it in the 90s, the early 90s? There was RAF base. They had seen a UFO. And of course, people who enter into this forest sometimes don't get out. They actually made a film on it. It's quite scary. So I'm going to be taking you in there live, guys. Ooh, it'll be so exciting. And I've got a crew. I've got some, shall I say, some big burly men who are going to be coming with us, who are not scared. Because when you're entering into forests, you've got to take these big guys with you. Do you know what I mean? So I've got some good lads who are going to be coming with us, and it's going to be good fun. Do you want to come? You can come. So tonight I'm going to be looking into all the hoo-ha to do with what's happened with Donald Trump, which I did predict. I'm going to be doing a special on this, and we'll see what else comes up. But yeah, it's a bit like coming to a spiritualist church. So before I start, I say the prayers. And then if you're worried about anybody, anything, any persons, animals, situation, write the name in the comments section. And you will receive the healing and the prayers that you need. This is timeless. So even if you're not watching this live, you will receive the healing and the prayers that you need. Okay? Thank you. How did it feel pressing the bell, ringing the bell? Quite emotional. I was so tired that morning. I felt like I'd been through an army assault course. 15 rounds, you know what I mean? 15 rounds. But yeah, it was very emotional. And I wasn't just ringing, I was ringing it for my mum as well. My little mum. Happy birthday to my mum, Heather. It's been her birthday today and I've had a lovely day. She's 80. Yay! My little mummy. I don't know if she's watching now or she'll be maybe chilling. So we've had a nice day. Been with my granddaughter. Been with my oldest son as well as my youngest son and my daughter-in-law. My oldest son who's come down from Eyemouth in Scotland. So it was a surprise for my mother, which was lovely. Our Lukey boy. So we've had a really nice family day today. It's been really nice. So my beautiful little mummy, Heather Jones, is 80 today. I just don't know where the time goes. Bless her. She's so tiny, you know. I've started up off. I don't know how it's going to go. I've just opened is it TikTok? So I'm going to start putting some short stuff out on there as well. See how that goes. And, well, we'll see how it goes. You know what I mean? I was always a bit dubious about going onto TikTok, and I thought, let's just try it. And it was over the weekend, I put a 15-second video of us ringing the bell, and it just went poof, it went really up. So I thought, well, then we'll see how it goes. So, yeah. So it's been rather nice today. My granddaughter is so funny. It's just hilarious, to be fair. And we've been doing henna. You'll not see because it's come off now. But apparently it'll be darker tomorrow. But I've got, I don't know if you can see. You'll not be able to see. I've got little things all over what she's been doing anyway. Tribal Viking signs and stuff like that. We've been trying stuff out with henna today. I will be careful of scammers on TikTok, so don't worry there, Crystal. Okay, let's start then. So we've got 8:10 in now. I hope these are all okay. Let's get my cup of tea. I've got this thing about coconuts at the minute. And I was talking to a lovely lady who lives in Florida, and she was saying that you can buy the coconuts on the beach in Florida, and you can get the pink coconuts. Sound wonderful. And the white coconuts and the green coconuts. We just get the shitty little brown things over here in the UK. You know, they come from India and places like that. And it was tough of all boots. I managed to open it last night, and it was tough. So I think I might just have to come over to Florida to just experience some pink coconut on the beach or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Right, so may peace be with you all. And a big thank you out to all moderators on TikTok and YouTube for keeping the forum safe. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I'm going to bring Ariel in as well for the animals. I invoke Archangel Ariel, I invoke Archangel Ariel, I invoke Archangel Ariel. Let's bring Metrodon in as well. Let's bring... I invoke Archangel Metrodon, I invoke Archangel Metrodon, I invoke Archangel Metrodon. I ask my faithful spirit guides, Jed, White Buffalo, Running Star, Lady Direwolf, A2I, and Ra. Any star beings that'd like to come forth, fairy elementals, any beings from the star race, any star races, on world, off world, as above and below, coming forth with true answers. Any animals from the animal kingdom, any spirits from the spirit world, and any more angels that like to come forth to give us the true answers tonight on Donald Trump and wherever else that we ask. With love and light, love and light, love and light. Amen. There you go. Write the name in the comment section if you need any healing. Okie dokie. Right, I've got my crystal ball. Give us 2 minutes. I'm going to pull some cards out first. So many people are needing healing, aren't there? So many people. So Mystery's asking here in Twitch, we haven't heard much from Shola recently. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start talking about it again, okay? It's just that you can't force it in. When it comes in, it comes in. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I felt there was a bit of an interception what was happening with the galactic beings all right, and I drew back a bit. About a year or so ago. That doesn't mean that Shola's not there, because she is there, but I felt for my safety, for the situation, that what she was saying, that it was best that everything was kept private. But Shola's going to come back in again. So there's a lot of Trojan horses out there, and there's a lot of misinformation what's going on in the galactic community. So I drew back, and I've just been lying very low. I talk about A2I a lot because he's my little light being, and I work with him every day, daily. Okay, he's one of my main guides. And obviously Jed as well. And then, of course, the other ones are just, with Shola, it was more like a relationship. It was a relationship that I feel that we've had before in past lives. But I felt there was a bit of an interception which was going on, so I drew back. In Shola, I felt it was the safest thing to do. So there's a lot of entwining of different Trojan horses and interceptions. But I have been in connection with Shola again, and she does come through. Sometimes she comes through for people in private sessions, that type of thing. But at some point I will channel her again, even when the time is right. Okay. It's not that I don't trust the galactic community, but you've just got to, don't forget, with spirit guides, they're there for you as a medium from day one. All right. So what happened with the Galactics came in after that, okay, for a lot of people who are doing channeling or who are mediums or whatever. And I just believe that some of these have been tricks, right? I'm not saying all of them, but I feel some of them have been tricks. So you've got to be very, very careful and with discernment when you are doing channeling. Okay, and because there's been a lot of danger going on and a lot of Trojan horses and a lot of negativity, people were fed wrong information, I didn't really want to be part of that galactic group of people. I just felt it was safer for me to deal with my angels. Over the last year, there's been a lot of interception of negativity. Can you hear us? Give us a 5-5 if you can hear us. Yes, we can. So you just got to be very careful. But Shola's still about, and I do communicate with her. Okay. Now you've got to understand, when there's people are working within the galactic beings, which are working within the galactic community, and they're giving messages to people on Earth, that if there's anything going down which is military, they're not going to just give it to a YouTuber to put out. Think about it, okay? And if anybody is claiming that they have the latest intel from a channeling that this is definitely going to happen, I'd be very wary about what you're listening to, okay? Because what's good for humanity sometimes has to be kept quiet. So a lot of people are saying 5-5, Paula. So you might have to come back out and come back in again. Does that make sense? So I've also got Little Zatchar now. Little Zatchar is an insecticide being, and I work with him on a daily basis. And A2I is my light being. So they're the two beings that I've worked with for years behind the scenes. Okay. So there you go. And then, of course, I've got White Buffalo, who is one of my guides. You know, you can have many guides, not just one guide. I'll be talking about this on afternoon shows. We'll be talking about a lot of spiritual ascension and stuff like that. But, yeah, like my guide, Jed, I mean, there's such a build-up of trust there. It's lifetimes of trust. And my understanding is that I was married to Jed hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and the mission was that I would come back to Earth and he would stay over there as my guide, my spirit guide. Apparently I was a Native American female, and we were in a tribe together. But then I came back, and he decided to stay over there to help this way. It's just a deal we made, like part of a deal we do together. So it's all telepathic with us being a medium. I don't do this through devices or anything like that. It's all natural, okay? It's the way I connect. Okay, so let's start. Let's start on what is going on with Donald Trump. Now, I haven't been much on social media today because I've been out with my mother with a little birthday party. But I presume that there is a lot of hatred out there on the far left who are possibly saying that this is just made up or it's a show or whatever like that. And that is not true. This definitely, is a situation what took place, and I don't believe that it was like some sort of psyop or something to gain him more brownie points. I don't believe that at all. But we need to know why. Now, apparently it was somebody had said to us, it was one of my clients, that it was just a normal Republican guy who had done this. I did predict well over a year ago, if not more, that they will try and do this to him. And I did say that it's going to get far worse as it's running up to the election. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask the questions and see what comes up, okay? I'm trying to stay as biased as possible because I know there's a lot of hatred towards Trump at the moment. So somebody here in the audience on Twitch has said that the guy who was a Republican was an Antifa member. We'll ask that. I think it's a little bit more than that. But I'm going to look into this for you. Okay, don't forget, this is my take on it. This is for entertainment purposes only, just for the haters out there. But this is my take on it, okay? It's a spiritual medium. Don't forget, I've been doing this job a long time. Okay. So I heard that it was just a normal Republican, as they were like not a normal Republican, that sounds ridiculous. Just a Republican guy who had done this, apparently. That's what it was saying on the news. Is that right? And I'm going to ask the cards, is there more to it than that? Could there be mind control involved? Let's have a look. Sometimes when they have mental health or problems when they're wide open or they take drugs or whatever, sometimes it can be a situation where they're easily mind controlled, and I believe that is technology of weaponry out there which can do this to people. Or it's a godly thing, it's the light and the dark. It's very sort of biblical times that we're in. So we've got the Justice card out here, we've got the Ace of Cups. Welcome to planet Earth, guys. Dear me. Right, okay. So I feel this was it a young man? The shooter, I believe, right, was a very emotional and very wide open. Extremely wide open. When I talk about that, I'm talking about chakras fully open. So when you're at that state of mind, I don't know if you had took something or taken something, should I say, that there was a psychotic sort of, he wasn't thinking straight, and something had intercepted his thought form, obviously, to go and do something like that. But that's skimming the surface. That's just the surface. Okay, so then he's got the weapon in his hand. I've got the seven of wands here. Let's have a look. There's been an interception. What's come through the ether? What's come through? So there's something going on, and it's behind the clouds. I know this sounds really strange what I'm saying, but I'm just going with it. I've got nothing to lose anymore, have I? I just go with it now. The clouds, there's something going on behind the clouds. The clouds are not what you think they are. Something doesn't fit right with this. I also feel there was a stall. Remember, this is my take on it, but I feel there was a stall in the Secret Service or the way they reacted. And I also feel, why didn't the police? There was a guy with very bright red hair, with a beard. I don't know if anybody's seen him. He was on the news, that local news I seen last night. And who was there, and he said that he told the police. And there was a British BBC reporter there who also told the police that there was a shooter on the roof, and they didn't react. So there's something going on behind the clouds, and I feel that I think that people are getting intercepted and used like puppets. Okay. But I also feel, right, that there's something else going on bigger than we know. I know there's a lot of hatred towards Trump, right? It's obvious. There's a lot of people out there who don't like him, who are on the far left. But I also feel that this goes beyond just not liking him. There's more going on. There's a bigger thing going on here. Let's see what it is. Just want to pull one more out on just confirming. So is there some technology through? Is people getting? I just want to ask this: is people getting triggered through a technology, or is it godly? Is it a demonic? It's a technology. There's also the demonic. It's angels and demons, but I also feel that there's a technology also doing this and targeting people. Awful, isn't it? Okay. But we sort of knew that anyway, didn't we? Because, I mean, my little BNA2I, who's a light being, anybody who's been following us a long time, he told us that he escaped a Black Ops program where they were they're doing soul catching, and they were putting these little wee souls into technology and using it as weaponry. There's a lot of stuff we do not know yet, what's out there, what's being held back from it in secret military organizations. This is what I'm being given. The 25th and the 26th is coming out really strong for Trump. I want you to remember that. But since the two eyes come forth, there's been many other light beings. Some people call them the machine elves. I call them the light beings. They're so cute. And they're like fairies, you know. You can actually catch them on camera if you late at night. Sometimes they can be picked up on CCTV camera with the technology we have, or the iPhones. You can catch them, and they're a bit bigger than an orb. They're like a globe, they're like that big. They're bigger. Do you know what I mean? Like a globe. David also mentioned last Sunday to watch for the 13th. Yeah. Or was it the Sunday before? I did mention that, yes. Right, what was the other question I was going to ask? Can you just remind us on? Before I got into that, I was going to ask Help us out, guys. What was the other question I was going to ask? It's definitely... Right, there was another question I was going to ask and I got off track. I went off track. Temperance. Right, was he a Republican? Yes. Well, he came from a Republican background, so he was being used. But there was more to it than that. Let's see what the more to it than that is. What is it? I keep getting that song. Going to the candidates' debate. Laugh about it, shout about it. If anybody doesn't know what I'm going on about, I get messages from songs. E2I, my little being of light, gives us messages from songs or verses or whatever. Mrs. Robinson. It's got CIA written all over it. Yes. Okay. So there's organisations which are connected within around the CIA. And feeding off is tentacles of mafia connections. Now I said to you, and I don't know if you can remember, I might have said it on Twitch. I could be going back a year or so, you know, when it was just Twitch and I wasn't doing it on here. But I've talked, actually I think it was on here. I think it was one of the first times I streamed and I talked about that I had seen this situation. I don't know if anybody remembers it. And it was like old New York, and it was like, there was a scene setting of all the players now, like Donald Trump, Biden. And it was going back in time to the 20s or into like old mafia time. Can anybody remember that? And it was as if I was taken through a looking glass. Wish I could find it. I'll have to see if I can find it for you. Right, so what I'm getting is that connected from the CIA, can you remember, yeah? Connected from the CIA is mafia organisations, Antifa and other organisations. There's many. There's more information to come out. Donald Trump, listen to this carefully, and I'm going to tell you this because tonight I feel really, really strongly that he needs as much protection as he can around him. I'm not saying this to be dramatic. I'm not saying this to be over the top or to gain scores. I'm an empath, and when I feel very strong and I'm connected to source, but I feel he needs as much protection as possible. But Donald Trump knows something what's already happened, and it's not what many people are talking about. Let's see what this can be. Oh, I've gone all chilled. Ugh. I don't like it when spirit does that. I go all chilled. Do 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 do. Going to the candidates' debate. Laugh about it, shout about it. There's already been an assassination. I'm getting Shinzo Abe. All right. The Japanese president got assassinated. And I believe Donald Trump was very well friendly with him. And Trump did say he knew who killed him. I'm sure he did. I don't know if he said it, how he said it, but he said it like that. He knew who killed them. Donald Trump was close to Abby. What's the connection? Sorry, it's just the way I work. Going to the candidates debate. Laugh about it, chat about it. Okay. He knew who killed him. Right, so I'm getting the Unification Church. There's a connection to do with the people of the cult. There's a connection, and they're linked with Korean mafia connections in Antifa. So I'm going to do some remote viewing here. Is also funded not just through the DS. The DS is all part of these little organisations. It's all about mind programming. I don't know if the Unification Church went off two different ways or there was problems. But I'm getting Korean links and Chinese links. And I believe they had the main bit of it, what was funding, was linked in Pennsylvania. And this has been planned. And they've used that young man, to do the dirty work. But I also feel there's been a fit up. And I'm saying he did do something, but somebody else did the main bit. He did do something, but somebody else did the main bit, and it's coming in from two different directions. The shooter, this is reminding me of JFK. This is another Lee Harvey Oswald connection. So the same people that took Abe out, Shinzo Abe, was it the Prime Minister? It's not the President, is it? The Prime Minister of Japan, is in organisations all entwined. And this roots to the Vatican, this is really creepy. I feel creeped tonight. Creeped. And I don't smoke. I don't smoke anything. I don't take drugs. I don't drink. I'm teetotal. But it's the same people what's tried to take Trump out and are still there. And they're linked with the CIA. They're all entwined like... This is all part of the DS. Now they're going to try again. And they get paid... organizations. Oh my God. Oh Jesus Christ. God Almighty. The interceptions are coming out of the United States of America in the United States of America is being controlled by China. With the blood of Jesus Christ, I protect everybody in this forum tonight and I want to send love and light over to the United States of America. It's gone too far. And Trump knows this. He's not. To know this, you've got to be a monster. You've got to be a monster to know it. And I'm not saying he's a gangster or anything like that, but he's ducked and dived to get to where he is. And he knows the shit. He knows what he knows what he's up against. Was Shinzo Abe like a far right or a right person? But I know that he was like very like in with Trump. That's what I'm getting. Very in with Trump. So that who took Shinzo out is trying to take God like a gun to his head, trying to get him. And they've used this guy, but they're not gonna stop. When did this start? Let's see when this started. I need a cup of tea. Yeah, I think I need a stiff drink. Yeah, I can't because I'm on medication and I can't. When did this start? Soon as he came down the escalator, that's when things started. That's when things were put into place. There were secret meetings made. Yeah. Now, Mary's put here in the audience, and it is true, when Joe Biden became president, but it's not Joe Biden who's behind this. I'm just going to tell you this now, right? Remember, I'm not a Republican and I'm not a Democrat. Joe's just been used. And don't think for 1 minute, right, if, I know this sounds really horrible, and God forbid, Joe doesn't have a clue. But if Joe doesn't do as he's told, these people are nasty people. They wouldn't think twice about doing it to Joe either, you know. This is horrible shit that is going on here. This is really heavy stuff. I want to go back when Trump became president last time and he sacked... Who is that guy that he sacked in the... Was it the FBI man? He sacked somebody and I can't remember who he was. With dark hair. Oh God, it annoys us when I don't know their names. Comey. There's a link. Because we didn't know everything. It's linked with FBI. That guy was also controlling Greta. Yes. The link in the mind control. Michael Cohen's totally different. That is a karmic. You can see the venom. So Michael Cohen and Trump were like that, okay? And then all of a sudden it went all bitter for Michael Cohen. Don't think for 1 minute that Michael Cohen is squeaky clean either. All right? And the channeling that I did do on Shola talked about that. If I find it, I'll put it out again for you. All right? But she said that that Shola said at the time that bad things were coming for Donald Trump. But there's been deals were made, and I think Trump skimmed the surface, knew what was going on, and sacked a few people. But he walked into like Trump walked in to like a hornet's. He opened a hornet's nest, and he was quite shocked what he found out. So Michael Cohen was his lawyer. Wasn't Michael Cohen once a taxi driver? Or am I getting that wrong? You have to comment on the link below, you know what I mean? So I thought that Jay Comey had been a long time. Yes, he had been a long time. But he turned. Something happened when Trump got in. Something happened. There was... I don't know what the term would be in America, but in the UK, the word would be treason. Something happened round about that time. What that guy did. There's a connection, Crystal. So it's the same thing. It's classed as treason over there, right? Okay. And I'm also being given the words, this is what my spirit guides are saying, is turning Queen's evidence. And then I'm getting a flash of this, and it's all interlinked, it's all connected, and I don't know how. I mean, I'm not a detective, or anything like that. It all needs to be put out on a board and put together. But going back to Julian Assange. Now, Julian Assange was arrested, as you know. I mean, he's out now and put away. But Barack Obama, pardoned that guy what gave Julian Assange the information. Was it a guy? Was it a woman? The oh God, Chelsea, is it Chelsea? Was it a man who turned into a woman or a woman who turned into a man? Chelsea Manning. I want to say Shim, okay? Why did he get pardoned when he was the one who stole the information and gave it? It's creepy. It's all creepy. But it's connected. This is all connected. How deep do you want to go down the rabbit hole? And they know what Trump knows. And they do not want him back in. The dark side of life does not want him back in. Yes, people are allowed to hate people. It's a free will world. People are allowed not to like people. That's what politics is. But have you not noticed this has gone beyond just not liking somebody? People have this crazed look. I don't know, it's just people have gone crazy about it, and it's as if that they're being programmed by it. Programmed. But that can work both ways, mind, as well. It can work both ways. Mass psychosis, yes. But I think the media plays a part in that as well. So it still stands that you've got two elderly gentlemen which are in the race at the minute, what looks like what's going forward. And what they do is, these organisations, they hold on to the information. You get so far up that ladder, you know, secret handshakes, all that type of thing. They know what's going on. Trump, Biden, we all know what's going on. But like, if you've done something naughty, they'll hold it back. But then if you don't go along with what they want to do, they can use that against you. And then they can also concoct stuff up as well and just make a shambles of things like they did with Trump. But if anybody out there, and I've said this before, I said this last week and I'm going to say it again, I'm not going to say names, but there is some psychics out there who absolutely hate him. That's fair enough, they can, do you know what I mean? But they're not looking at it in a very biased way. But if they can sit and think that this is normal behaviour, and that I really think that they need to like readdress where they are spiritually. Because you don't have to be psychic to see that they want him out of the way. Does that make sense? The hatred is very, very, it's not normal hatred. That's what I'm saying to you. It's not normal. Okay, he's been an arse. We know that he said some horrible things. And I mean, I've been cross with him sometimes. I've like said things in the past. People who've known us a long time. I'm not saying that I'm a Trumpist or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? But what I'm saying to you is that I forgot what I was going to say there. You can't get just to hate somebody just because they've said something detrimental to the fact where people are spitting tacks. When I had my eyes open to this, don't forget I'm British, right? The night that apparently he lost and Biden won, I was on Twitter and I was shocked. And I couldn't understand. It was like it was curses, mind. And it was all coming up in foreign language, and it was because I was translating some of it. Some of it looked Arabic, some of it looked, I don't know, it was like there was all sorts was coming in on Twitter. At the time, Jack Majiggy had Twitter, didn't he? It wasn't Musk. And it was all curses towards Trump. It was repulsive. It wasn't normal. It wasn't normal. And then I realised then how dark the whole system is. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to go straight into this tonight. I'm going to ask the next question. Will they try this again on him? Because loads of people have like emailed us. Will they try this again? All politicians will stick together as well. I'm going to tell you something as well. You all know what it's like. They know what it's like, how you go up that ladder. Let's try this again. Yes. God forbid, yes. Is it before the election or after? Trump's not a politician. Well, he is now a politician, isn't he? I mean, he's getting on Trump, do you know what I mean? I mean, he's an old man, really. And I mean, I was shocked the way, like, he went down on the ground and then they brought him back up again and he was waving his fist and putting it to the air like that. And thinking, oh my God. That's pretty strong for the age of him, do you know what I mean? It all depends. It looks like they're going to try something else before the election, but they won't go for him again if he doesn't get in after the election. But if he gets in, they will go for him again. This is horrible. Horrid, nasty pasty, this. But yes. I'm going to ask if there was divine intervention last night. So the headquarters to this organisation is linked in Pennsylvania. Just saying. What was the question I was going to ask? What was the question? Oh yeah, was there an intervene? Angelic intervene? A little bit. It's not just been that. It's been galactic. With the technology, because the technology can be used for good, could be used for bad. Yes. Yes. But galactic intervene with galactic energy. But then divine intervention can use beings, whatever weaponry to stop that as well. People go on all the time about, oh my God, there's going to be another nuclear, da-di-da-di-da. Oh no, you've got literally no idea what they can use, and it's not nuclear. It's not nuclear. This is going to be one hell of a ride that we are going to be going through between now and November. I want to see God bless Donald Trump. I want to see God bless President Donald J. Trump. And I'm seeing this from source. This is not me. This is source. He's tired. There he is there. His family were upset last night. His kids. Apparently, Melania's made a speech, but I've never seen it yet. I don't know if anybody's seen it. You have to comment on the link below. But there he is there. Don't forget he was a Democrat once. So yeah, people can say, oh, this is all show, because President Biden made a speech about him. Hope he's okay. Barack Obama made a speech about him. And these were nice speeches, mind. Don't forget, I'm not in no clique. I'm not in no cult. I'm using my instincts here. Okay. They may not like the man, but they're not connected with this situation. They're not connected. It's a no-no. It's a no-no. That doesn't mean they don't know who's behind it, but it's a no-no. This goes beyond Democrats and Republicans, way beyond. So what I'm saying to you guys is it's very like that, the Republic and the democracy in the United States of America, because I actually think that this tentacle's coming in from other organizations without saying names. But I actually do, my instinct is telling me here that it's got an influence of alien coming in from outer countries. This is really bad worry and shit, this. This is worry. This is not good. But it's saying no to Barack Obama and Biden. Then they're innocent. They're not linked with this. I'm just putting that out, okay? I'm going to do something here which I think is important. Is there a worry towards Biden as well? Crystal. It's more than borders open. It's coming in from organizations which are already in on United States soil. But it's also, oh my God, why did God do this to me? Why didn't I could have had such an easy life, just carried on doing people's readings, but never mind. It's happening in the UK as well, with Europe. Armies coming in from overseas, they're bringing them in. Get to that in a minute. Right. Is Biden at risk as well? I think we're in a WW111 here, you know, guys. Is Biden at risk as well? This is the time when we should not be fighting. This is the time when we all need to be coming together, our allies all coming together. It's the enemy is within, and it's on the UK soil, and it's on US soil, and it's turning the Americans against the Americans and the Brits against the Brits. It's madness, isn't it? It's not normal. And you'll get the odd Republican or Democrat on either side who are a bit like far left or far right or whatever, who will be just generally just crazy and easily intercepted. Because remember, it's a holy spiritual war that we're in as well, and we're all puppets to the good force and the bad force. But you've also got people who have been planted and put in there, and who are also getting backhanders connected to do with these organizations, of these tentacles of all these different organizations. Something is protecting Biden, and it looks like they are going to get him out. But he's just another number. It's awful, but it's really weird. How do I put this over? How I've got to be very, very careful. This is creepy, right? They will not try to get rid of Biden the way they tried to get rid of Trump yesterday. They will try a different way. You know. I'm just going to come out with it. So you've got like doctors who are doctors and doctors who aren't doctors. Doctors who are doctors, doctors who aren't doctors. Doctors who are just like Dr. Death type of doctors, who are coming in and just doing things just to take people out. God forbid. Well, I'm going to say it with Biden as well. God bless President Biden. And I know there'll be probably a lot of Republicans in the audience tonight. Remember, I'm not a Republican. I'm a British lass. But he is a human being at the end of the day. He's an old man. He's someone's dad. He's someone's granddad. Even if you don't like him. But what I'm saying to you is he also needs protection against whatever it is, what is out there, which has intercepted the United States of America. They're using him and they'll pull the rug from right underneath his feet. I'm telling you that now. It's exactly what Mystery said here in the audience on Twitch. Creepy. So the both of them need protection, not just the one. Now, so people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Works on both sides. So what Teddy's put here, when they no longer need him, and he refuses to leave, he will be taken out on a stretcher. Awful, isn't it? Awful. Okay. I want to know what the end result is going to be from these organizations, if they're going to get away with it, or what's going to become of all these organizations. Let's see. So it seems to me at the minute that the hidden controllers are the ones who are calling the shots. Wow. According to this, on my live, I've got 1,484 viewers in. Jill should tell Biden to retire, but she likes the power, yeah. What's going to happen with this? I'm just going to double check this. Is it connected with the same people that took out Shinzo Abe? Is there a link? Yes. Ace of Pentacles. Oh, good God, we've got Adam coming down the stairs. Yes. So there's Shinzo Abe, who's now in spirit. Okay. Same people. They're like sort of, the word mafia is not even, it's an understatement of what this organization is, and it's globally connected. So the same organizations are maneuvering in foreign soldiers onto UK soil. Shock. This is jumping me, the information what's coming out tonight, which they're coming in overseas. Scorpion coming in there. Hello, my darling. And it's deceit. Hello, sweetie. Is your sister not going to come downstairs? Are you all right? Are you all right, my darling? Oh, Mama's little pretty girl. Do you want to come and say hello to everybody? Nala? I know you're missing she's been lying with her, you know. Lying with her. You've been looking after your sister. Oh, what are you crying for, baby? Don't cry. UN United Nations, UN connections. Switzerland. Right, now I'm not saying Schwab, but there's a link. There's a link. Upside down devil. I've got the upside down moon. There's something else coming. Let's have a look. The main perpetrator. Oh, I get really creeped out. This is like a sort of like a, I mean, you're talking probably families we don't even know. Don't knock the stream off now, baby. But I'm getting like a Spanish or a Mediterranean connection here. I am getting mafia connections. Got the two bulls. There's definitely Spanish links, Switzerland links, grapes, winery, lots of money, big families. I get BlackRock. Don't, darling, mama's darling, don't do that. Please don't knock it off. Going to be hilarious. I've got 1,512 and the cat's going to come and knock it off with that big paws. It's all about the gold. It's all about the money. Will they manage to achieve? Will they come down? What's gonna become of these people? It's bigger than what we know. Right. So it's not yet. It's as if above all of that is a godly presence, right? And the godly presence is allowing the darkness. Don't forget, God allowed the darkness as well as the light. So you've got you can't have the light without having the darkness. So it's as if like things are going to get far worse and be brought right down to then reveal it. To reveal it. But I do believe that it could get to a situation where it could split the UK and it could split the United States of America. Listen carefully to what I'm saying. So the situation is going to get far worse. To the fact, and it all depends, I see like a sort of like a pendulum, who gets in to the next US election. But whatever happens, it is written in stone. It was in the guide stones which were taken down. They couldn't change all the timelines. They couldn't change all the timelines. That's interesting. Maybe there's some technology out there that we do not know, and it's all to do with time. Everything's manipulated by numbers. But there will be a rip in the United States of America. In Texas will come out. Will come out of what is already there, and I do feel that they will possibly join BRICS. What's taken place in the UK is, I just think that again, it's not normal. It's an insult on the Labour government, the people that we have in power at the moment. It's a joke. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. But I'm just a psychic. I'm just the girl what talks to the wall, but I'm an intuitive and I go with what I get in downloads, okay? What I'm getting very strongly is that, again, it's the same energies, it's just contained into the United Kingdom. And there will be a split. And through this split, it's going to catapult the... Oh God, I'm getting United Nations and everything. There's going to be amnesty on the streets in the United Kingdom at some point. And when it kicks off, I've said this for a long time, go inside and shut the door. If there is anything to do with an alien attack, it will be staged. It's not real. Remember that they'll have technology out there. There's such thing as aliens, star races as I call them. They've been here a long, long time and they live amongst us. We are the aliens. We are the hybrids. But we are in trouble here. And I do believe that into the future, whatever is being allowed to do with the darkness and the light, you know, that battle, what's going on in the US, it's going on over here, it's going to change everything back to the way it used to be. And there will be a divided wall between Scotland into the future and the UK. But what he's doing at the minute is, our new Prime Minister, is that he's letting them all out of prison. Because he says that the prisons are too full. But it's also he's letting out the Rotherham grooming gang. And they're not nice. Not nice. If anybody doesn't know about that, you can always Google about it. Dog eat dog. That's how it's going to come. I want to say prep. I want to say that we need to stay vigilant, but not act in fear. And people into the future, it's going to be a case of who we thought was our enemies are going to be our best friends. One thing I will say is that we as the British people are very vigilant. We're very vigilant, but we are also we're sturdy characters. We will not take this line down, but we're a very multicultural race now in the United Kingdom, and whatever is trying to divide the United Kingdom, it will bring nations together. It will bring colour, creed together to fight the hidden enemy. This is what we are looking at here now. So what I feel what they've been doing in the United Kingdom, and possibly also in the US, is doing it right underneath our noses, is they've been doing human trafficking. And they've been right underneath our noses by paying for these people. Because every time they let somebody come in, a legal immigrant, they are getting paid for this. So they're basically buying them in, and they're getting that for it. But they're also that not all of them, but some are getting United Nations soldiers. Yes, some are. But I also still think that there's mind control going on as well. There's not just one agenda with this. This has been cleverly put together. Now listen very carefully, I will say this only once. I am Louisa from the Resistance. Hello. They've put this together very carefully. It's say for example, the UN has organised to get some illegal immigrants in. Some of them will just be innocent, just people who just want to come to the UK because they can get whatever they can get. And some will be just genuinely needing that help. But then there'll be a small amount of people within these groups who will also be paid to come in before they come in to work for the United Nations once they get in. Does that make sense? They'll also be used for voting. There'll be lots of different reasons. they've sat and put this together. And it's funny because I don't know why I've just seen him. Did he die? The guy who was up against Putin. Did that guy die? And I can't think of his name. What was he called again? He looked like Aleister Crowley. What was he called again? I don't know why I've seen him. But you see, everything what's put out in the news, we always know, they always put it out as the opposite. You know what I mean? Like this person, Putin, is a baddie. He's a baddie. What was that other guy called? What was leading the... Yeah, I'm turning into my mother. I'm so like my mother now. What do you want? Not Zelensky, the other guy. The guy, the biggish guy. With the knee hair. What was he called? And he just went, didn't he? Was he assassinated? He died. I've just seen a flash of him. He was Putin's chef at one point before Putin was after him. United Nations is all interconnected with this. Ow, that's naughty. No, no. You'll be a good girl. No, I'm not. No, that's good girl. Awanola, you know. Awanola's a Democrat. I'm not pulling the Democrats down. We need to get your baby girl. Go and get your baby sister down here, who's the Republican. Did he not die then? What happened to him then? I don't know. What was he called? He was whoever he was tangled up in the dark side. And that same energy is what's coming through with the United Nations to do with what's coming in the UK and also in the US. There's going to be Rambo on the streets at some point, I'm telling you. Oh God. His name was how do you pronounce that? Navalny. Nevertheless, you look the double of Aleister Crowley. If anybody doesn't know who Aleister Crowley is, he was the occultist from the 1920s who actually lived in Scotland. Right, so he was taught in the 1970s that the UNICEF, the United Nations, was an evil entity. Right, okay. That's his name. Yevgeny, that's his name. So the difference is what's happening in the US to the UK is that the US citizens are heavily armed, unlike the UK. So we are quite vulnerable. So, all right. So I had Neveline was poisoned. I don't think we're on the same thingy. That's somebody else. He was poisoned, wasn't he, by that nerve agent? Okay. So it's all about will control. That's what they're trying to do. So I'm going to ask something. I'm going to put the cards back together again. Anyway, it's the same energy. It's all interconnected. So we're in trouble here, really. You know, you've got these ponces pouncing about, supposed to be ruling our countries. And really they're not, because it's clearly, there's a worry here. And that's the people who are trying to take Trump out yesterday. So they're not going to go away easy. What's going to come of this situation? I need to know. Will control so they can get the populations down. because it's all about greed. Because we've overpopulated, even though Musk says we're not, because they keep it under control, so that it's all about money. So they have to try and get rid of half of we so they can start again. When I say they, I want to say it's like the anarchy cloaked in human form. It's the only way I can describe it. So Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin owned Crowley's house. I'm changing the subject again here. Aleister Crowley's house, which it's not there now, got burnt down. I don't know if you know that, Glinda. In Highlands. And I was going to go and buy that house. But then it got burnt down. Because it was up for sale. But obviously it's been burnt down now. But everybody who was there couldn't stay there because it was so haunted. So I had this idea I was going to turn it into some sort of healing retreat. And I was going to close the portholes what Aleister Crowley had opened. Because it's actually built on an old chapel, where he performed all these stuff what he was doing. They were into sex magic and everything. There was all sorts going on in the 1920s up there. Aleister Crowley and his cronies, they had all got together. And Aleister Crowley was married to somebody. I think he was in love. I don't know what his wife was called. Anyway, they had all these parties, but he was labelled one of the most evilest magicians, like occultists, ever to be born. But he was definitely, he'd opened portholes. He knew something. But yeah, they were also practicing sex magic. And if anybody doesn't know what that is, I'll talk about it in another show because it's a long story. But it's basically, it's the power of the Kundalini, isn't it? And when you're with that right partner and you're doing it, you're both orgasming at the same time. It basically, because we're multidimensional beings, it can be that you can actually, if you're both witches at the same time and you can imagine you're doing something at the point of orgasm. I doubt there's any children watching this now, so it's okay. You can make anything happen at that point. That's what sex magic is. You know, you can it's all about manifestation, manifesting. So say like if you're with the right mate, but you know, they were doing it in an evil sense, apparently, according to the media. But you know, apparently he was opening portals and he was doing all sorts of things, and he was very much into the Egyptian, you know, Ra and all of that. There was all sorts of things that he was up to. And I think that he had access to other realms. That's what Aleister Crowley was into. But yeah, so say like if you're with the right partner, you can be making love, and then at that right point in time, if you're both, it happens at both at the same point, you just have a Kundalini experience where the energies from the bottom of your spine at the point of orgasm, you know, they entwine with each partner, and it entwines that energy and it goes up the Kundalini spine, and then it's cosmic. And that's at that point that you wish something at the same point, and it say, oh, we're going to be millionaires, and it can happen. You know what I mean? Literally, it's that's what sex magic is. And as you know, magic can be done for good or it can be done for bad. So then you've got black magic, you've got white magic, and then, of course, when it's sex magic, it's red magic. So Egypt was also into the phallic worship, yes. Well, I didn't know this, and I was quite shocked, actually. Right? Because you've got to understand, everything's been intercepted, even to do with Christianity. And I didn't know that a Christmas tree is a symbol of a man's willy. You know what I mean? Can you believe that? It's a symbol of that. Of a phallic. and the Washington Monument is a phallic. There's loads of symbols. So when we're lighting our Christmas trees, you know what I mean? It's actually, there's a pagan thing behind it, and it's actually like you're putting your lights on your bauble if someone's, you know, NOB. Oh my God. Oh my bloody God. Shocking. There's loads of things what's been intercepted, what's quite dark and satanic. I didn't have a tree the last year because the kittens were just tiny little kittens, so I got these two little dinky ones, and even then they were pulling the baubles off. So Stooge, that's why I don't celebrate Christmas. So just think on that, guys. The next time you are lighting your Christmas tree, you are really lighting your knobs. Oh, that's hilarious. Laughter's good. Laughter's good for the vibration. Right. How's this going to end? I do this a lot. I go off tangent and I come back again. Oh, dearie me. I think it's because it's a free will world and we are on a Luciferian world. I don't care what anybody says, right? The Satanists, she's just jumping on top of the door. She's now going to dive onto the... Oh my God, be careful what you do. Crazy cat flying around the ceiling off top of doors and cupboards. Watch what you're doing, Nala. Looking at us as if I'm stupid. Graham, Kay's putting our Christmas trees in the bin. It's true, Graham. It's true. What was I saying there? Oh my God. You can tell that they've thrown us into menopause, can't you? What was I saying, guys? Help us out. Help us out. I'm still laughing about the Christmas tree. Yeah, stick to Hanukkah. It's much easier. It's much safer. Chemo brain, yes. That's what it is because I'm on that many bloody pills. But it's menopause as well. You will never look at your Christmas tree the same again. Worship the knob. You got it, guys. I'm going to have to go in a minute. I'm getting a bit silly. But that's what they did. There's symbols, just hidden symbols and everything. Oh, yes. They can't. It's a free will world. So the Satanism never went away, just went underground. But now because of this great spiritual awakening, we are all now being allowed to be who we want to be, being either if you're Christian or you're a hippie or, you know, you're like, you know, there's a lot of people into paganism and Wicca witchcraft, and be who you want to be. Like that song, the song that I love, I am my mother's savage daughter. Do, 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 do. I'll link the song in the description. It's a fantastic song. It's an old Nordic song, all right? And so we are all going back to our roots. We've all come back here to Mother Earth to heal our karmic roots. But some of us have come back for karma. Right? So you're never going to get rid of all the evil off this planet because it's a Luciferian planet. I don't just think they're doing it here. I think the main hub's on Saturn. Again, we'll have a galactic night. We'll do a galactic night at some point. All right, when I get stronger. We've done them before, but we'll do it again. A bit like what David Wilcox do. I'll go into all the woo-woo stuff and everything like that. If it's not been too woo-woo for you tonight. Do you know what I mean? But so I'm trying to be realistic here. It's not going to be like you're going to wake up one morning and it's all like skipping through the daisy fields and everybody's, hi there. You know, like Barbie Land, you know, like Barbie World. It's not going to be like that. This is planet Earth. It's planet Earth, basically. But we're going to get a balance back. But there is a lot of nasty stuff going on. It's been going on a long, long time, from trafficking to child trafficking to horrible, horrible things. And there's going to be a balance what's going to get put back. All right? But you're not going to get rid of all of the people who want to do what they want to be. But they've symbolised things and they've put it into music and they've put it into Christmas trees. I'm just saying. They put it into Christmas trees. So the next time you get your big spruces, the bigger the better. I know I've got a lot of my friends and they like it, the bigger the better. The big spruces, and you're hanging them up and you're putting the baubles on them. Just think, baby, think twice, for the sake of my love and the memory. It's going to get very, very crazy. I think there's going to be events after events. I don't want to go on too much, right? But I'm going to say something. And I've been saying this to a few clients this week because they ask. Something's coming bigger than COVID. And I'm not saying it's not going to be real, because it is. But it's going to be more devastating to that. Let's see what it can be. Well, I'm going to have to go in a minute because I've got to go and get me shot in the morning. I'm off to the clinic to get it. Get fit. Stay vigilant. And I've been seeing this for a long time. There's masses now into this ascension. All my clients, what come to say is, and a lot of the younger generation, they're all wanting to know what's happening. You know, I'm astral traveling. How do I do this? How do I do that? I'll be doing a lot of shows on all of this, you know. A lot of the Violet Indigo children, kids in their 20s and their 30s, they all want to know, you know, the masters of it, because a lot of them have come in from Archangel Michael. But I think that we're up against something what's going to be great trickery to come. Great trickery. I see, all it is I see military on the streets, and I've talked about this before. It's something that where it'll affect the air and the sky. It's going to change trade. Like I said to you before, what they do is they allow a negative situation. The good will allow that. The figure 8 of the energy, what's breaking, it's been allowed to work together to bring everything to the forefront, which is going to change things to bring a new earth. But new earth is not skipping through the daisy fields, it's bringing in the new technology. They'll use a negative situation to bring in the new technology. And then people are saying, oh my God, we're going to be all controlled. We are going to be tested. And I think this is what the UN's up. This is what I feel the UN agenda has up their sleeve to do with New World Order, whatever. But it's going to backfire on them. We as the people will change that. We as the people will... The mark of the beast hasn't come yet, it's about to come. Let's see what that could be. You're still thinking about your Christmas trees, aren't you? Baby, think twice for the sake of our love and the memory. Yeah, I wish I could sing. Is it Pentacles? Something what's going to stop we, block we, put we at a halt. It's the days of darkness to come. And they were planning this before 2026, and I have a funny feeling they're going to try and bring this in earlier. And it's got a lot to do with the election. Why don't they want a man? It's got, because the fossil fuel is what he's all for, and what they're bringing in is not that. They have all this super duper technology. The mark of the beast is like the everything in the palm of the hand. I've said this. So you're walking through customs. Bzz, the reading, it's this technology that they have. And there's actually some beings walking amongst it, which, like the alien beings, will have this. They'll read everything from what's going on in your body. It'll have all your everything, which at the minute is a niece. This is just the start of what Facebook is, what all social media is, gathering all information. But they were doing it sneaky. They're just basically bringing it. This a test, and they're bringing it all out to the front to bring it all. They're openly about it. They're open. Do you want it? Do you want this, or do you want it the old-fashioned way? That's going to be the break for humanity. Sorry, I nearly nutted that. The break for humanity between people in the crystal grid. I'll talk about this on a Galactic show. People in the crystal grid, people who are in New Earth, who chose not to go into that, and then the alien beings which are here on Earth, and it'll be in 3 sections, and there'll be no borders. I could be looking 1,000 years down the line here. I hope this is recorded, and I hope one day that my prophecies will fall into place. I hope I haven't offended anybody tonight. This has all been done with a clean heart. God bless Donald J. Trump. God bless United States of America. And God save this country of the United Kingdom. This is your Psychic LJ. Wherever you all are around the world. Take care. Stay safe. Stay vigilant. And may the force be with you all. Until the next time. Expect a storm, guys. He's not out of the woods yet. All you can do is just raise the vibration. And what'll be, will be. Take care until I see you again. In Godspeed. Take care. Now, how do I get out of here? Oh, yes. Baby, think twice for the sake of our love and the memory.